And I like to use my real technique. Hey guys, welcome to my channel. So I'm really excited about this video. This is an updated foundation routine. So you guys, I am going to show you every step of my new foundation routine. If you guys have a different skin type than me, you can always substitute something or take something out to match your skin type. So I have dry skin. This is what works for me. This is the foundation that I just did, and I just did this makeup on top of it. So if you guys are interested in seeing my updated foundation routine, then just keep watching. I'm gonna go ahead and show you how I prep my skin as well as the updated foundation routine. So what I normally start with is the Drunk Elephant Littles collection. I was actually sent this by them, and I have been using them ever since. And they are tiny, but these last a long time. I've already been using all of these for about 3 weeks, and I still have tons of product. I can feel it in here. This one, the Virgin Marula Luxury Facial Oil, you don't even need a lot of. You just need a few drops. It's very, like, luxurious feeling, and I like to start by putting this under my eyes. This really helps with fine lines and wrinkles. This isn't like a greasy oil. It absorbs really, really quickly into your skin. I just like to smooth this out under my eyes and around my smile lines and any areas that are a little extra dry, which is my nose. Basically this section right here. So you always want to go from the thinnest consistency to the thickest consistency. So next I'm actually going to be using the C-Firma Day Serum. And this is a really, really intense vitamin C serum. Now this one right here you do not want to let sit around. This is better used fresh. You definitely need to use this sooner and not let this sit around, because vitamin C will degrade over time and it won't be as potent. It helps to also dissolve any dead skin cells on the top of your skin, leaving you with a more brighter, evenly toned complexion. It just does all the dirty work for you. So now that we've got our serums in and our oils, I like to move to the eye cream and the moisturizer. So the eye cream that I've been using is the Tango Multivitamin eye cream. And this has 8 peptides and 5 forms of vitamin C. So it creates a really nice, brighter, more evenly toned, stronger, firmer skin under the eye area. And I don't like to rub this one in, I just kind of tap it in. This also is really nice if you pop it in the fridge right before you use it. It feels really nice and cooling and refreshing. And finally, for moisturizer, I really like to use something that's very intensely hydrating throughout the day, so my makeup looks as nice and evenly applied as possible. So I really like to use the Hydra Intense Hydration Serum. So this is just a really intensely hydrating moisturizer, and it does hydrate throughout the day. It also helps with any fine lines or wrinkles. We're just combating those fine lines and wrinkles, y'all. Now that my skin and my neck is prepped, I'm going to go ahead and add my primer. So I do use the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer. I actually have a comparison video with this and the Tatcha Silk Canvas Primer on my channel. I'll link that above for you guys if you're interested. I also have been checking my local Walmart for this every single time I go. There is actually a person that I said I would get one for, and I look like a butthead because they are not in stock ever. This is always sold out, but I swear the next time I go to Walmart and they have any of these, I am grabbing every single one of them, and I will have some fun surprise giveaways here and there for you guys, so you guys can also own one of these. This is just the most beautiful primer. I have so many primers. I've tried so many primers, and this one is just One of the most beautiful primers I have tried as of yet. If you guys know anything better than this, like, leave it in the comments, because I am definitely interested in trying primers that can surpass this beauty right here. Now for the foundation, and I normally have this entire process done before I even come on to my channel and do my eye looks for you guys, because this is a lengthy process and it gets really boring seeing the same exact thing time after time. So I'm going to show you guys what I do now so you guys will know. And this is what works for my skin. My skin is very dry. If you have oily skin, maybe you could try a different type of product, like a matte and a satin, or something like that. I prefer to mix a dewy, and I think this is like a satin matte finish formula. I don't even know the type of finish formula it is, but this is what I like to do. So you guys adjust it per your skin type. So I'm going to mix 203 Pro Glow and L'Oreal Infallible, and this is what I've been using to give myself a really nice glowy, healthy, luminous, dewy look. And I do like to bring my foundation down my neck. I've just always done that. Now this one is a pump, so I actually will just squirt this one out on the back of my beauty sponge. And as you can see, I am not wearing earrings because I normally bring the foundation a little around my ears, and I always get my earrings dirty, especially when I start with the powder as well. The powder gets everywhere. So I have ran out of my Jeffree Star Magic Star concealer, unfortunately, but I have been using two different kinds of concealer. So what I do is I'll put a first layer of the L'Oreal Infallible. Everything's L'Oreal Infallible, and it wasn't planned this way. This is just what works for my skin. And this is the color Eggshell. And then I do use, if you guys see, once I blend that out, I brighten up just the smallest bit of the inside with this 24-hour concealer from Estee Lauder. This is the Double Wear Instant Fix Concealer, and this is the color B98. This is their lightest shade. I find that helps to really brighten my under eyes. As you guys can see, this is why I do my foundation and my base first, because I am very messy with my concealer. And I just go ahead and, help even out the skin tone on my eyelids to prep it for my P. Louise base when I do my eyeshadows. So now I'm going in with the Estee Lauder one, and you guys will see this really helps to brighten my under eyes. This Eggshell one is more of my actual skin tone, so it doesn't do a lot for the brightening. Just the smallest amount. You don't need a lot. Alright, now for powder, to quickly set this before it creases, I do use the translucent powder from Jeffree Star. Now I don't use a huge fluffy brush. I really like to push it into the skin, and this is the JH07, and I do like to press it into the skin. And after this, you guys will see I press it into my skin even more. So that has given me a blank canvas, but I'm actually going to further push this into the skin. Now my beauty sponge is pretty damp. I am actually going to spray it a little bit with some Pixie Hydra Milky Mist. This is just something to help hydrate. It's got hyaluronic acid in it. It is really hydrating for your skin. So I'm just going to dampen the edge of that, not wet. This needs to be like barely damp, because you don't want to take off all the powder that you just put on and make it splotchy. I like to go in and just push straight up and down. I don't want to smear, and just kind of melt this powder into the skin a little bit more. So now let's move on to adding depth back into our face. So my holy grail bronzer is actually from an Ipsy Glam Bag Plus. This thing has been through a lot. It's filthy. It is the Maelle, I think that's how you say it, and it is their Sunkissed bronzer. Now this has tons of different shades. I'm actually hitting pan right here on this center one right here. And I like to use my Real Techniques Rebel Edge. This is the broad brush. This is such a beautiful brush for applying bronzer. Swirl it all around. Look how much color that's already adding. Like, I'll do half of my face so you guys can actually see. It's really beautiful. I love this bronzer. And this is why I don't wear earrings. It's such a difference. Crazy. So now that my bronzer's on, I go in with contour. I use also a Rebel Edge trio, and this is the Rebel Edge medium brush, and it looks like this, and I use this to do my contour. Now for contour, I have been going in with Cover FX. It was, I believe, in a BoxyCharm, and this has the most beautiful contour shade for my skin tone. It is a very cool light brown, and I just do this on the sides of my nose, very ever so lightly. It just is the perfect, look at that. Oh, it's perfect. It's matte, so it just looks like a natural shadow. And I go right very, very softly along the bottom of my cheekbone. I like to do my contour from the edge of my ear down to about here, the end of my eye. I go under my lip to make it look more pouty, and a tiny amount right up here in my hairline. From the same palette, this brightening shade right here is really, really beautiful. So what I like to do is get a teeny tiny amount of this and just watch what this does to my under eyes. And you guys can really see what this does. It does help brighten, illuminate, make it look more awake and refreshed. This is the coolest powder ever. Alright, so there it is. It looks so much just more healthy and glowing and brightening, so that is something I also love to do. Alright, so we are not done. Now it's time for me to bake. Now while I am baking, I do my eyebrows. I'm not going to do my eyebrows on camera. That can be a video all in itself. But while I'm doing my eyebrows, my bake will be on, and then I'll come back on after my eyebrows are done. I will get the sharp edge of the sponge, pick it up with a healthy amount of powder, and I do like to carve out my contour right below, and I do a little swoopy to make for a more curved cheekbone. And I do it right down here and tap all this in place. I also like to do my smile lines and around my nose. So now that my eyebrows are done, as my daughter would say, I have anger brows. So I dust the bake off. I like to do it in a circular motion, and it just leaves a really nice, not too harsh line. We're almost done with this, so the last step for the face powder is ambient lighting powder from Hourglass in Luminous Light. This is a really beautiful finishing powder, and it does give me that beautiful healthy glow. And I use a loose brush for this, and this is the JH06. This is her everything brush, and this is one of my favorite brushes. And I just very lightly, do you see that? It just adds back in that luminosity to your skin, and it just is a beautiful finishing powder. This just makes you look so healthy and glowy. It is one of the powders I will always, always, always repurchase if I ever run out, because I love it that much. I've gone through about 3 of these since I found out about them. And the last step is to set this, and then I use the Urban Decay All Nighter spray, and this I've bought, oh gosh, this is the only setting spray that I use. I've bought 5 of these, I think, and I'm almost done. Like, I feel like it's about right here. It's getting close. I don't make any facial expressions, and I just tap this in to the skin. You just want to be a statue. I did forget to say, right before I do my lips on camera, I will do a good exfoliation. This is just a Jeffree Star lip scrub in Lemon Sucker, and I just really exfoliate my lips, make them nice and smooth for lipstick. This is what I come on with every single time before I do my eyes, blush, highlighter, and lips. I hope you enjoyed my updated foundation routine. It really works for my dry skin. You guys can go ahead and add or take away some things to work for your skin as well. But that is what I've been using the past couple months, and I think my skin looks beautiful. So that is all I have for you guys, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!